Hello and welcome back to the No Ball Knowledge Podcast. Today we're going to be doing a preview of the Portugal versus Spain matchup in the round of 16. Now, Yali, going into this particular game, Portugal has not been looking great. They have not been playing well at all. Spain started off slow, but they seem to have found some recent form. But it is the kind of fixture that you look at and you expect both teams to kind of raise their level. Is this going to be one of those cases where form goes out the window?
Well, the first thing that I want to say is that a lot of people had this matchup in the final. But us
Yeah.
here, since we know ball, we knew Colombia was going to win the group. And we knew this matchup was going to happen here. So we're going to flex our muscle here and give ourselves a pat in the back. Yeah, this is one of those games where forget the form. These two teams know each other. These players know each other. They play against each other pretty much every week in the biggest leagues in Europe. Yeah, the form here goes out. The form
Yeah.
here, forget who you play, forget how you're looking. This is the game in front of you. This is as good of a game as you could get here. And the star power, the matchups here as well. There's just so many things to analyze here. But yeah, Portugal has not been looking good. We said it in our preview, in our review video. They probably shouldn't have even beat Croatia. Spain, they're kind of flowing. So does that help their confidence? How do they feel now? The fact that they put a pretty good whooping on Austria. So yeah, but I do think this is one of those games where it's like, okay, forget form. These teams kind of know each other so much, so that I don't really think that's gonna matter much.
Mm. I mean, you mentioned, duels and how things are going to go on. I think the first obvious kind of duel that we expect is the midfield battle. We have a Vitinha and
Yeah,
Joao Neves who have been establishing themselves right now as probably, two of the best midfielders in the world versus a Pedri and a Rodri, Spanish midfield who, you know, on their day are probably the two best in their respective positions. So who wins that midfield battle, I think, can very much determine exactly, what's going to happen. Of course,
yeah,
that giving the platform for the attacking players to do something. So it's going to be, I think, very interesting. I think as a spectacle, it's probably going to be the most technical and tactical game that we're going to see the entire World Cup. I think that's going to be very easy on the eye to be watching. And then, of course, we have some other interesting duels going on as well. We have a Cristiano Ronaldo going up against Laporte and Cuarci. A Spanish defense has not conceded a goal so far in the tournament, but going up against Cristiano Ronaldo, who albeit we know hasn't really been that well, but of course still someone who's capable of showing up and putting a goal away when needed. And then we have the infamous Lamine Yamal versus Nuno Mendes on that particular flank. Nuno Mendes has been able to lock down Lamine Yamal, and you expect him to be the guy who can unlock something and create a moment of magic. So a lot of interesting things to kind of point out there, but the one clear thing for me, yeah, especially when I look at the front line, I see a Mikel Oyarzabal who's been playing fantastically well and finding goals and continuing to make himself available. Whereas where I look over at the Portuguese side, there isn't really a clear forward that I think has really, taken things by storm and has been looking fantastic. So when I see a kind of toothless Portugal attack going up where it has been against a very resounding and strong Spanish defense, I have to give the slight advantage to Spain just as things stand right now going up and going into the game. Not sure what your thoughts are there.
Ye- yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you because even on the left side, now it looks like Leao kind of won that side, right? With the assist that he gave, I don't think his game was bad at all. I think he played pretty well against Croatia. So it looks like finally they kind of found that at least that spot. Pedro Neto, let's be honest, maybe he goes out there and he looks like Maradona, but he's actually god awful. And I'm pretty
Mm.
sure anybody would fancy like Kugure to take care of him when it comes to like just winning those like one on ones. And then when it comes to Cristiano itself, let's be honest, he's a moments player now at this point in his career.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that he's not moving as well, I think the fact that the pressing is obviously non-existent. I actually see a world where Spain beats them through like the center backs because they have two of the best ball playing center backs, and I think if you give those time, like those guys, time and space, they could put a through ball on you and they could, kind of kill you in that sense. Yeah, I agree. I also think Lamine Jamal, for whether you like him or not, some of the things that he does off the pitch, even his attitude sometimes, and I'm just coming from a Barca fan, from a guy that absolutely loves him, and think he is the best player in the world. A lot of the times his attitude is kind of insane and not very much liked. He is a guy that shows up in the big games and he knows he's gotten locked down by Nuno Mendes every time they play. Believe it or not, I am expecting him to win this game pretty much him by himself. I expect a big game for him because he's been awful. In the Austria game, he was awful. That is in the back of his mind. He even said in the Nations League when they played that has been the worst game that he has played in his career. He is a big player. He shows up in the big moments. He's very young, and I'm expecting a big game from him against, let's be honest, the best left back in the world.
Mm,
So yeah, I like when I look at it, I look at the combo Oyazawa has been on great form. Even Baena's looking good. I think the fact that he goes up against Cancelo, we love Cancelo going forward, not so much when it comes to defending. I think when we look at the attack and against the defense that they're playing, I do think we're in the right here, giving Spain sort of the slight edge, when it comes to, okay, we
mm.
believe they're going to create more goals and their players are going to match up better against our Portugal's defense than the other way around.
Yeah, and you mentioned something in there that's quite interesting, and credit to you. You talked about how the starting Cristiano Ronaldo is basically going to nullify Portugal's ability to press, and that's going to give a much bigger
Yeah.
platform for Spain to be on the ball, which of course gives more time for the likes of Pedri to get on the ball. It gives more touches on the ball for Lamine Yamal, and I think that's kind of a problem, because you expect Portugal with the midfield talent that they have with the attacking attributes. And listen, say what you want about Leao or Pedro Neto and their ability in the final third. They are players that are more than capable of taking on a fullback and, being able to break down defenses just with individual ability. And so when you're going in these games, it's like you want to, at the very minimum, be able to have the possession be 50-50 between both teams and give your players time and space on the ball. So by starting Cristiano Ronaldo and basically nullifying your ability to press Spain, that gives Pedri more time on the ball. It gives Lamine more touches and more opportunities to take on Nuno Mendes. That's a bad recipe for Portugal to have. And knowing that Roberto Martinez is not going to make the controversial yet the necessary decision to drop Cristiano Ronaldo, I wonder if that's going to force him, therefore, to start Bernardo Silva just to be able to have somebody else in the midfield who can retain the ball. And then once again, that takes away something from the attack in front and gives Cucurella more of an ability to go forward. So I think starting Cristiano Ronaldo becomes an even bigger tactical headache for Roberto Martinez going into this game. And if there's one specific game that I think you should not be starting him, it's in this one.
Yeah, what you pointed out about Bernardo Silva, I hadn't even thought about that, but yeah, that's great. That's actually a great analysis by you. But it's what you said, Javi. Let's say you put Bernardo Silva, but now you're giving Cucurella the chance to go up, right? Because at least with Pedro Neto, I mean, I don't think none of I mean, I don't even think we'll pick up for a Sunday league team that we go to because the guy. I mean, we do not rate that guy at all. But at least he's physical and he goes at you, right? He like doesn't do much, but at least he makes you work. Whereas
Yeah,
with Bernardo Silva,
all he has to do is beat you once, and you can
yeah,
create something. So yeah,
yeah. With Bernardo, it's like, bro, Bernardo, that guy is not gonna beat you pace at all. His thing is actually drifting into the middle, which I actually think hurts him a little bit because then he's kind of occupying with like the same space as Bruno. So it's like, how do you want to go about this here? I honestly think here there's no good way to go because like you would think, okay, Bernardo, great, because to hop out in the midfield was like, yeah, but now Cucurella could just do whatever he wants because
Mhm.
this guy plays through the middle. I mean, we saw what Cucurella did against Austria. I mean, to be fair, he had time and space, etc., etc. But who's the right back for Portugal? Cancelo.
Cancelo.
So time and space is gonna be there.
Yeah.
So Baena's gonna probably go and push him. Are we gonna put what Bernardo Silva at this point in his career to track back? So that's why I think Pedro Neto just kind of picks
Yeah.
himself just on the fact that he's young. And even though he's not the best player in the world, with the ball at his feet, at least he could
Yeah.
kind of give you that workhorse type of mentality and kind of, have Correa something to think about. Because if you just give this guy all the time in the world, we saw what happened when Petty picked that pass against Austria, first time ball. I mean, it was too
Yeah.
easy for them. So I do
Well,
think in that sense, like you said perfectly, Portugal kind of has a tactical headache here
yeah.
because it's like, where are you gonna take this game to? Like, what is the
Well,
point here? Like, where do you want to go with this
no.
game?
No, yeah, I know. I know. It's gonna be an interesting one. I mean, you said it yourself. Cristiano Ronaldo. is now more than ever a moments player. And by starting him, they're going to be they're not going to be relying on their ability to retain and hold on to the ball, but they're going to be relying on the small moments in the game, and that's going to come down to whether or not Cristiano Ronaldo actually puts those moments to bed and puts them away. And that is, I think, a very dangerous approach to be taking up against Spain with a 41-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo. And because of that, we have Spain going through in this particular matchup. Let us know if you guys agree. Do you think it's a tactical headache for Roberto Martinez? Should Gonzalo Ramos start this game to make sure they can hold on to the press? Or is Cristiano Ronaldo the guy that is a must have for you? If you're a Ronaldo sexual, then fine, okay, at least let us know beforehand so we can know not to take your opinion seriously. But we'd really like to know what kind of tactical kind of analysis you guys have and what result you think we're ultimately going to see in this game. Will Spain or Portugal go through? Let us know your thoughts below. Thanks.